Alright, welcome back, all 10 of you who watch these videos, but I like doing them because it's a nice little break from the comic book videos. Um, so let's talk about NFL week 4 predictions. I got a lot right, actually, this time around, although there were some stunning upsets, which I'm impressed by. That's this whole, like, the first 3 weeks of the NFL have just been nothing but stunning games and amazing upsets. These have been really good. Like, this has been, so far, like, a breakout season for a lot of people. But anyway, let's get started with NFL Week 4. And we're starting off with a shit show of a game this week with the Jaguars and the Bengals. Jaguars, welcome back to the tank. Bengals, you pulled off the upset, which I kind of thought, even though I gave it to the Steelers, I was kind of thinking the Bengals might pull something off. And now you're up there now. So Joe Burrow's doing great. I think Jamar Chase has been a great wide receiver. Their O-line still needs work. Their defense needs work. But the Jaguars haven't impressed me. Nothing like Urban Meyer, I guarantee you, is probably going to leave this season. Like, I would be shocked if we got one win. Now, to be fair, Jaguars could have almost pulled off an upset against the Cardinals, and I could see them beating the Bengals here, but I think it's just, I just think that I'm going to give it slightly to the Bengals because I think their defense is getting a little better and their offense is a lot stronger, and clearly the coach knows what the fuck he's doing. But this is a toss-up game. Like, I could easily see this being the Jaguars' first win, but I don't want that since they're AFC South division, so I'm going to give it to the Bengals. Just slightly. Next up, we got my Tennessee Titans taking on the New York Jets. It's the Titans. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, Derrick Henry's just going to consume Zach Wilson's soul. Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, the hordes of King Henry are upon the New York Jets, and it's going to be a slaughter. Just a murder. Like, the Jets thought they had, like, gonna have a good season. Ha! Yep. Anyway, speaking of toss-up games, we have the... next up, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears. We got an NFC North division game. Lions, it was a heartbreaker for against the Ravens. You've been doing well. Like, I've been seeing some close games. I feel bad for Justin Fields on the Bears, and their defense is just all over the place. I can't pin it down. I'm easily saying this. I know the Lions are like 0-3, but like there's a chance they could pull off the upset here. Justin Fields, I feel bad for him. You have Nick Foles, Matt Nagy. You have Foles. He's a decent quarterback. You're throwing Justin Fields way too early into the fire. Like, this is literally the worst idea you could have done. Put in Foles. I know, and for some reason you want to keep using Andy Dalton. I don't understand that, but like, whatever. Go on. Yeah, and I know Jared Goff's no better. I understand that Jared Goff, but there's a lot more experience. I still think that defense is going to give fits to the Lions, but I am going to say something controversial. I am going to say that the Lions pull off the upset. I know. This could easily go either way, but I'm going to just say I think the Lions are going to have the win here against them. I don't think Justin Fields clearly isn't ready yet. That defense has been having some issues, and that offense is just all over the place. At least the Lions, they've been pulling off, at least like they put up fights in those games. So, yeah, I'm going to say like I'm going to give it slightly to the Lions, but this could go either way. Next up, we got the Colts and the Dolphins. Colts, it's not been fun, has it? 0-3, you know, Carson Wentz is a total mess. You've now got Jacob Eason, not fun. That defense is... you've still got a good roster. You've still got especially a good defense in a decent offense. Dolphins, you're in the same boat. Like, you've still got a great team, but you're missing the quarterback. I think Jacoby Brissett is... Even though they lost that game, Jacoby Brissett is getting stronger. Like, I do think he is having himself a game. He took it to the Raiders last week. I think they are holding out at least. So I am gonna. This is another toss-up game. Like a lot of games, like a lot of these are gonna be like not really open shut, honestly. But I am gonna give this to the Dolphins. I think they're slowly putting it together even without Tua. And again, AFC South. I need the Dolphins to win this. Anyway, next we got the Browns and the Vikings. Vikings, it's been 2 heartbreakers, but you finally got one against the Seahawks. You finally you finally beat the Seahawks. You know, you got your first win, and you've left the Seahawks with a lot of questions this season. Browns, you've been clicking on everything, and you're slowly, like, after that first win, you guys have been slowly pulling yourselves together. This is another toss-up game. I really do think this is another toss-up game. But the Vikings have only had the last 2. Look at the last 2 losses. Yes, they're 1-2, but look at the last 2 losses. They've both been to like really close games, and then they beat the Seahawks. So it's really hard to pin them down. Browns, I do think the defense is getting together. That offense is slowly getting stronger. So this is another toss-up game. So I am gonna give it slightly to the Cleveland Browns. I think they are like getting themselves together, and this is another statement win. Like, I know the Vikings are 1-2, but like I do think that this is going to be a win that they are going to be like put the dagger and it'll be like, yeah, now we're really starting to salt the earth here. Next up, we got Washington versus the Falcons. Another Tank Bowl. Oof. Falcons, welcome back to the basement. You've never left. Your seat's right over there. Washington still has a great defense. I think they've been their defense is really strong. Their offense still needs work. Falcons, you guys have had some heartbreakers. You did beat the Giants, but then again, it is the Giants. So what do you want me to say? This is another toss-up game. This is a Tank Bowl. But I do think that Washington defense is going to be strong enough to overcome the Falcons. I really do. So just on Washington defense alone, that's going to be a major key here. So I'm going to give it to Washington, but who knows? Matt Ryan could pull a magical rabbit out of his asshole and throw or they do the thing. You know, the thing where Washington, for no goddamn reason, suddenly gets good in the middle of the season and it just hurts draft stock. I mean, it's still early in the season. But, like, on the other hand, like, there's still that chance that Washington could, like, there's still that chance that Matt Ryan suddenly goes God mode again. Who knows? So there you go. I'm going to give it slightly to Washington. Next up, we got the Houston Texans taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills have been salting the earth for the past 2 weeks. Like, after that loss to the Steelers, it's literally been like the Buffalo Bills have been like a Mongolian horde, just slashing and burning entire enemy land. And Texans, you just walked into a Buffalo Bills team that is trying to make a statement after that week 1 loss. They are going to kill you. Texans, you are not, again, AFC South, so I need them to lose. Buffalo is, like I said, they are just destroying everything in their path. It is just, after Washington, after the Dolphins and then Washington, it's very clear that they're here to start killing opponents, and they are going to murder you, Texans. I'm sorry. I'm giving it to Buffalo. Next up, we got the New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints, after that loss to the Panthers, you guys went into Foxborough, punched Bill Belichick in the mouth, and made Mac Jones look like a fucking idiot. Anyway, that Saints defense is awesome. Jameis Winston is clearly, clicking on offense with that team around him. Giants, the Falcons are waiting for you in the basement. So, yeah, you're also going to be playing a home game against them, so have fun with that. I'm giving this to the Saints. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly, you're about to be... I don't know what to make of you yet. We're now going to be in 4 weeks, and I still don't know what to make of you yet. I really don't. Because 1 minute, I mean, it was the Falcons, but then, you know, you lost those other 2 games, and especially Dallas made a mockery of you last night. And and Kansas City, you don't get away from this either, because what is going on? I mean, yeah, the Ravens pulled off the miracle win, but, like, the Chargers clearly are now, like, they've proven that they can be a threat to you now. And in Arrowhead, wow. There's something going on here. There's something weird going on with the Chiefs. But I do... I mean, it was the Ravens, and the Chargers are getting stronger as a team, so I'm not going to hit the panic button yet. I know Chiefs Nation is, like, hitting the panic button, and Patrick Mahomes is like, oh, he's not good. I'm not going to hit panic button yet. If you do lose to the Eagles, however, if the Eagles pull off the upset against you, then it's panic time. But the Chiefs, I think, are going to go into Philadelphia, because this is a Philadelphia home game. I think they are going to go into Philadelphia and destroy everything. I think you are now dealing with a bottom of the division Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. That boggles my mind. And they are just you are going to be dealing with pissed off Patrick Mahomes and a pissed off Kansas City team. It's not going to be a good day for you, Philly. But however, if Jalen Hurts and the rest of Philly pulls off the upset, then it's time for the Chiefs Kingdom to hit the panic button. But yeah, I'm going to give this to the Chiefs. Seems like every time I do give it to the Chiefs, though, they lose, so... Anyway, so I'm still giving it to the Chiefs, though. Next up, we got a game I'm really interested to see. And that is the Carolina Panthers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Carolina, you are sitting in the NFC South Division thanks to the Rams at 3-0. Cowboys, you beat the shit out of the Eagles. And you also had a win against the Chargers in a dead heat game and took it to the Buccaneers. Dallas, I think, with Dak Prescott now healthy, I think he is going to be a major force to be reckoned with. He is just gonna bring some pain. Dak healthy has been bringing the hurt. That offense and defense with Dan Quinn, I can't believe I said that, are really starting to really come together after that Bucs loss. Mike McCarthy's really the only thing that's holding you back. Dallas fans, you already know that. Mike McCarthy's doing nothing for you. Carolina, you guys has been interesting me. I mean, look at the opponents. Giants, injured Saints team, Texans. But you guys have been really good on defense, and your offense under Sam Darnold is actually doing a lot better. So this is the game where you have to prove yourself worthy of being like I've said, I do have the Panthers as like a dark horse for the playoffs this season, and this could go either way. I honestly believe this could go either way. This is the game that's going to prove either the Panthers are legitimate. If they do lose, they still take it to them. They're like, okay, the Panthers are a force to be reckoned with. And Dallas, this is going to be I think this is going to be a hard game for Dallas. But yeah, this is also like both defenses are really good. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for this Panthers-Cowboys game because this is really major proving ground for both teams. Like, so yeah, I am going to give this slightly to the Cowboys though. Again, never doubt Dak Prescott, and that defense is getting stronger. That offense is really starting to really come together. But I do think this is a coin flip game. So yeah. But like I said, slightly to the Cowboys. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers. Not been good for you so far, has it, Seattle? No, it hasn't been a good season for you. 49ers, you don't get to laugh either. I am not impressed. I am not impressed in the slightest for the 49ers because you have no running backs. Your team's getting injured with every game. And yeah, you somehow lost that in a shootout with the Green Bay Packers. But yeah. But Seattle, you have no defense, and your offense is just whatever. Russell Wilson, I feel bad for you. You really need to, like, request another trade, I swear. This is going to be a shootout. However, NFC West games are the most exciting because NFC West games really bring out the best in both teams. I know divisional games bring out the best in most games, in both teams, because we're playing for divisional rights or rankings. But this is where we get the best of both, and especially in the NFC West, because the NFC West is just that competitive. So I think they're finally going to get their shit together and do something. But I still have no faith in that in that defense. So gonna give it. This could be another toss-up, even though the Seahawks are clearly having problems. I'm gonna give this to the 49ers. I think I'm gonna give it slightly to the 49ers, but this is, again, the NFC West can be that competitive. Speaking of NFC West competition, we have the two undefeated teams in the NFC West: Arizona Cardinals, LA Rams. LA put on a clinic against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I do think that might be what we just saw was a preview of the NFC Championship. But the Cardinals are also been really good. Now, they have won, shootout games, and they've played Jacksonville and almost lost to that. But Kyler Murray's been really good, and like I said, divisional games, especially NFC West divisional games, bring out the best in both teams. I think this is going to be a dogfight. I really do think this is going to be a savage one. But Matt Stafford is proving he is thriving in this team. That defense is just a beast, and that offense has been really good. I am giving this to the Rams, but this is a toss-up game, but I am giving this to the Rams. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. Oof, Steelers, it is just going to be a rough life for you the rest of this season, because that game against the Bengals, it literally made you go, Ben, get the fuck off the field. It literally made you go, and also, your defense, we have injuries. It doesn't matter. Your team has been cracking apart each season. Oh, but we went 11-0. Yeah, by the skin of your fucking teeth. And then you got kicked in those teeth the next following games. Yeah. So, I don't know what to say to you. I do not know what to say to you, Steelers. I think the Packers are, Aaron Rodgers and that team is slowly, rebuilding itself after that first loss, because they were so out of sync. But it's clear that they are, putting themselves back together. And meanwhile, the Steelers team, the Steeler Nation, is going to Lambeau. And if you didn't have questions about Big Ben before, you definitely have them now. So I'm going to give this one to the Packers. I'm going to give this one to Green Bay. Next up, we have the Ravens and the Broncos. Broncos, remember when I said last week that you haven't proven anything to anybody for being 3-0? Who have you played? Giants, Jags, Jets. That's it. Not really a big competitive schedule, but now you play the Ravens. And yeah, the Ravens have won, close games both times. And they are injured, but it's still the Ravens, it's still Lamar Jackson, and it's still a force to be reckoned with. They've proven that again in that Chiefs game. So, this is the game that you get to have to prove yourself that you can get that 4-0 and be like, yeah, now we're legitimate. Now people can we can lead the division. But if you lose, those narratives are going to start popping up. Now, I don't mean anything bad to the players. Teddy Bridgewater is a really good... I think he's been really thriving with this Broncos team. But again, you're playing the Ravens, which are, again, I still see them in a playoff-bound team. So this could go either way. But I'm going to give it a little more to the Ravens. But again, the Broncos might pull off the upset and pull off the win. But I will say, if you lose Broncos, those narratives are going to start popping up. And it only gets worse for you from here. I took a look ahead at your schedule, and it's going to get rougher the longer you go. It's just going to get more and more worse. So if the Broncos win, this is the statement they need to be like, now we can take on anybody. But you got to prove yourself to those Ravens, and you haven't proven anything to me yet. So I'm giving this to the Ravens. Next, our Sunday night game. The game is treated like the second coming of fucking Christ. Tampa Bay versus New England. I'm so sick of this. I've been sick of this since week 1, of everyone like, oh, it's Tom Brady back at Foxborough. He's gonna punch Bill Belichick in the dick. I am so sick of this. I am so sick of the overhype. I am so sick of everything about this. Because did anyone treat this like when Brett Favre was playing for the Vikings and went to Lambeau? Was anyone treating it like that? Did anyone treat that like whenever, like, Joe Montana played the 49ers when he was with the Chiefs? Did anyone do that? Did anyone treat it like this? I want to know. I want to know from, like, you old school veteran, like, football fans. Did anyone treat this as big as it is with Tom Brady coming back to Foxborough? No, I don't think so. This is some overhyped garbage, and I'm already going to tell you, like, yeah, Patriots have a good defense. Their offense, however, is garbage. Mac Jones clearly has been thrown into the fire too early because Cam Newton couldn't get himself fucking vaccinated. Even with Cam, I don't think he could have done shit. I don't like this. I hate that. Like, this is literally like the Alien versus Predator of NFL. Whoever wins, we lose. I don't know. And, yeah, I am giving this to the Buccaneers, though. Even though that your secondary's garbage on your defense, and your offense is clearly getting crippled every game, you clearly can't play a real team. You know, the Rams. The Rams clearly beat the shit out of you, and they're looking to do it again. Again, like I said, I think we saw last Sunday the preview of the NFC Championship. But yeah, good fucking, like, yeah, you beat a Patriots team that clearly, even though they have a bunch of, they bought a bunch of free agents, they still have a quarterback who is way too young. Mac Jones can't throw for shit. It's very clear. And this game is going to be overhyped. So I'm giving the even if Patriots pull off the goddamn, upset, doesn't help anybody. Bill Belichick gets to laugh and, have spank bank material for beating Tom Brady, the person who ripped him off. So yeah, it doesn't help anybody. So I'm still giving this the Bucs, but like I said, it's like Alien versus Predator. No matter who wins, we lose. Then finally, we got our Monday night game with the Raiders and the Chargers. Raiders, you've been pulling off some amazing wins. Chargers, even though you have that one loss, you punched Kansas City in the mouth at home. Yeah, Chargers are legitimate. I think the Raiders are getting stronger. That defense is a hell of a lot better than it was last time. So this game is going to be a slugfest. If the Broncos lose, this is going to be like for like who gets to the if the Broncos lose next week, the Raiders are just going to and the Chargers are going to play harder because yeah, they're just going to keep slugging it out in the AFC West because yeah, they're going to have something to prove too. Raiders have something to prove because they're 3-0, but they've all won by the skin of their teeth. Except the Steelers game where they, basically took Big Ben Roethlisberger out back and shot him in the head. Chargers, Justin Herbert is phenomenal. The only reason I think I'm going to give this slightly to the Chargers, even though this is going to be a tough game. But the only thing that's going to hurt the Chargers really in the long run is the penalties. It's like watching the Bucs again. It's like really watching the Bucs before Brady, where they would just collapse at the worst possible moment and shoot themselves in the foot every goddamn time. But I'm giving this the Chargers. I think this team is getting stronger, but I think this is gonna be a shootout between the Raiders and the Chargers. This is gonna be like, it does look like it's the AFC West. Everyone said the NFC West was gonna be a slugfest, and I still believe it. But it's even with the Chiefs at 1-2, it's starting to look like the NFC West, the AFC West might also be a dogfight. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one, but I'm giving it slightly to the Chargers, provided they don't fuck themselves with penalties. Anyway, so there you go. There you go, guys. Those are my Week 4 predictions. I know I've been wrong on a lot of predictions, but hey, that's the point of predictions, that you don't know what's going on. And also, I know these videos are long and not a lot of people watch them, but for all 10 of you who do enjoy these videos, thank you. It kind of shows that yeah, these are fun to do. So Anyway, so yeah, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.